Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is an absolute dream come true for Deep Space Nine fans. We are unpacking the brilliantly crafted narrative of an unproduced 24-episode outline for Season 8 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. For anyone who loves the deeply serialized, character-driven universe of DS9, this pitch season takes everything we know and love and elevates it to an entirely new, terrifying level.
Right out of the gate, we're hit with this incredibly eerie line from Benjamin Sisko. Picture this. He mysteriously appears out in the cold vacuum of space. No ship, eyes glowing solid white, and he just drops these exact words. It immediately signals to us that this season is completely trading in familiar space battles for mind-bending, non-linear cosmic horror. It's a massive genre shift, and it raises the stakes right through the roof.
So here's how we're going to break this all down today. We'll start by checking in on the post-war Alpha Quadrant, then unravel the subspace mystery, come face to face with the terrifying Null, and finally, look at Sisko's ultimate sacrifice.
All right, kicking things off with Part 1, the post-war Alpha Quadrant, set exactly 6 months after the war. The pitch starts by totally lulling us into a false sense of security. They drop us right back into the messy, grounded reality of reconstruction. Our favorite characters? They're scattered all over the galaxy, dealing with some intensely personal baggage. You've got Kira commanding DS9, completely torn between Bajoran nationalism and Federation ideals as Bajor debates membership. Garak is, well, reluctantly playing civilian provisional leader, desperately trying to get Cardassia's power grid back online, while rival factions literally start a civil war. And Martok, he is facing a massive Klingon rebellion from houses who think the Empire has gone soft under Federation influence. It is rich, classic political Star Trek at its best. And of course, making this fragile piece even messier, we have Section 31. Julian Bashir discovers they intentionally buried reports about subspace decay during the war, and when he digs a little too deep, boof, they wipe his medical files completely off the Starfleet databases. Oh, and we also find out they're secretly arming those Klingon rebels fighting Martok just to destabilize the Empire. These petty, linear political games are such a perfect, sharp contrast to the unfathomable, cosmic threat that's secretly brewing in the background. Which brings us to Part 2. The subspace mystery, and a creeping existential dread.
While all these political squabbles are keeping everyone distracted, the writers brilliantly pace a creeping mystery that slowly snowballs into absolute terror. Just look at how this timeline escalates. Week 1, a busted Dominion scout ship pops out of the wormhole, and every single crew member is dead from an impossible cellular collapse caused by null space. By week 4, a whole Cardassian city loses all power and life support at the exact same time. By week 6, Ezri Dax finds derelict ships with vanishing crews, and one abandoned vessel is just broadcasting a repeating, haunting message: space is dying. What starts as a weird little anomaly spirals into a universe-threatening crisis by week 12, where warp relays across entire sectors simply collapse. Then, right at that mid-season point, the twist hits its absolute peak. The wormhole flickers black, and out walks Sisko. But he's different. He's older, super detached, and kind of existing half outside of linear time. They rush him to the infirmary, and he just hits Kira with this chilling realization. The end already happened. He warns them that the very thing the prophets feared is already here. Moving right along to Part 3, enter the Null, taking us from a story of conquest to one of total annihilation. This is the moment the narrative takes a hard left turn, straight into cosmic horror. Who are the Null? Well, they're a forgotten species from way beyond known space. We actually find out later that they are the literal remnants of a universe that was destroyed before our current cosmos even existed, and they consume subspace and quantum possibility itself. This isn't just another empire looking for planets to conquer or resources to mine. The Null seek total oblivion because for them, existence itself is pure pain. I mean, the leap in the stakes here is just staggering. Think about it. The Dominion War was about conquest, right? It was fought with physical fleets, in standard linear time, but the Null War is about complete annihilation. We're talking erased timelines and raw existential pain. It completely forces the characters to fight a war where standard military tactics, like organizing a massive fleet battle near Bajor, are completely useless, because warp physics literally collapse during combat. So how do you fight something like that? The writers use these 3 terrifying steps to show how the Null operate. First, they infiltrate DS9 by literally inhabiting dead neural tissue. We get these horror-style episodes where the station computer suddenly just doesn't recognize Kira as the commanding officer anymore. Second, they weaponize altered timelines. Characters start remembering entirely different histories, Nog actually remembers dying in the war. Kira remembers Bajor being destroyed. And finally, the Null begin permanently erasing entire sectors of space. Actual stars literally vanish from the sky.
Because this threat is literally unmaking reality. It forces what you might call an impossible alliance. Odo actually physically comes back to Deep Space Nine because the Great Link is dying. They've been infected by this unknown psychic corruption that's reduced most founders to complete catatonia. Out of pure desperation, Odo proposes something wild, uniting the Federation, the Dominion, the Klingons, and the Romulans. It is a massive, totally unprecedented coalition born purely out of the need to just survive.
And that leads us to our final act, Part 4, Sisko's final sacrifice and the heavy cost of saving reality. As the Null keep permanently deleting stars, the tension is just off the charts. Sisko and Bashir uncover these ancient Iconian records that reveal the prophets actually sealed the Null away beyond subspace thousands of years ago. But the Dominion War weakened that barrier, and now, without the wormhole, the prophets are failing. Sisko realizes that to restore the barrier and save reality itself, he has to permanently merge with the Celestial Temple. He has to accept a fate completely outside of time. There's this incredibly powerful moment where Kira asks Sisko if he finally understands mortality. He just looks at her, totally calm, and says, "I understand endings." It's this quiet, profound acceptance that really gut punches you with the emotional cost of this story. He even tells his son Jake, who absolutely refuses to lose his dad again, that he might already be dead in linear time. It's a truly heartbreaking realization of his ultimate destiny. The explainer wraps up with this beautifully bittersweet epilogue. The barrier is restored, time literally freezes across Bajor for a moment, and eventually, the Alpha Quadrant actually finds peace. Odo goes on to lead a reformed Dominion that's devoted to healing instead of conquest. Bajor finally joins the Federation, with Kira still proudly commanding DS9. But Sisko doesn't return. In the final scene, Jake simply walks in to find his father's baseball sitting right there on his desk as the camera pans out to the restored stars. It leaves Jake, and us as the audience, with only a baseball as a physical tether to the man Sisko was. And that leaves us with one final lingering thought. As you look back at how brilliantly this pitched season escalated from political rebuilding to the literal defense of existence itself, you have to ask yourself, did Sisko truly die? Or does stepping outside linear time mean he is finally everywhere at once?